Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you kind of a bonus video around Commodity's recent release of their archive collection. Way back in the mid 2000s, Commodity had these kind of more single note focused fragrances, and it's actually how I was introduced to Commodity. It was one of my favorite fragrance brands. I loved so many of the ones that were single, had the single notes. I loved the style of them. It was something different back in the day. So today I'm going to share with you a little bit about the Commodity Editions Discovery Kit. So this is the complete Discovery Kit plus Auras. Now at their New York City flagship store, they are going to be doing limited releases of these different fragrances over the next period of time. So if you were a fan of some of these archived fragrances over the next month or so, you're going to want to check out the website. I'll have everything linked down below. And this isn't sponsored. They did send me the PR, but it's not sponsored. If you are a fan of Commodity like I am, then you might want to check out their Discovery Kit. And if nothing else, it's just really fun to smell those smells way back when, where I first fell in love with Commodities. I'm going to share the fragrances with you, but before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird and Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community, and let's get into this. So I have a few different fragrances from Commodity in their new line. I've got Juice, I've got Juice Plus, I've got Milk, I've got Milk Plus, so Milk Bold. I've got Velvet. That's the only one I'm not really crazy about. It's too Gaiac wood forward. Like it smells too smoky for me, and has I've got the personal version, and it gives me a little bit of a headache. But I love Juice, especially like the Expressive. Same thing with Milk. I love the Milk Expressive the most. So love those. I love Gold. So I really do enjoy their fragrances. They last a long time. I like the simplicity of the packaging. I just really enjoy the brand. This is what the fragrance kit looks like. So you get 5 of the dark colored ones, and you get 6 of the white ones. And then they also sent Auras too, so that I could try them. So out of all of these, I'm going to talk about the white fragrances first. The white fragrances consist of gin, rain, bergamot, magnolia, mimosa, and nectar. Now, nectar is my least favorite out of this section. To me, it's just a neroli bomb. I actually own nectar, and it's so kind of a green neroli. It's juicy, but it's just too neroli centric for me to really enjoy. I think that said, there's enough bergamot in there that it makes a great floral fragrance for the spring, but neroli is something that I struggle with. So that one would be my least favorite out of them. The next least favorite would be gin. And it's so crazy because I remember really loving gin. It kind of, I can say I don't like it, but I kind of do, but it smells a little bit too aftershavey for me. So really, really bright, almost a limey vibe. Actually, I just looked at the notes and it does have lime. It's super refreshing, but to me, this one is really quite masculine. If you like a fresh kind of mountain air-esque masculine fragrance, this one is very invigorating. From that perspective, I like it, but it's just too fresh and masculine smelling for me. Get lots of that lime, a lot of that juniper, which I really enjoy. It smells fresh and clean. Like I think of the Zest soap, so fresh and clean. Like that's kind of the vibe that this one gives me. So really good, just too masculine for me. And the last one that was my least favorite in the whites is Mimosa. Although that said, I'm smelling it now and I'm liking it a lot. It's quite floral. Like that's the thing. Like florals, I have to be in the mood for. So this one is really, really floral. It has orange, like some citruses in the opening, but I get more of the jasmine, the heliotrope, and the geranium. Like I get quite a lot of that geranium. So it's just a little overwhelming with florals for me. It smells almost like a purple floral somehow, more so than anything. So this one, not quite for me. It's nice, springy, but just not my vibe. The three that I absolutely loved from the white collection was Rain, Bergamot, and Magnolia. Now, Magnolia has a ton of florals as well. You get water lily, there's Magnolia, of course, white violet, ylang ylang, and rose. The reason why I like it is there's a bit of a green vibe in here. There's some eucalyptus, grapefruit, green notes. And so it gives the florals a little bit of greenness to it, which makes it feel a little bit fresher. And then as this continues to sit on the skin, it gets sweeter and sweeter. In the base, there's some caramel, which I definitely get. So really enjoy this one. This was one that I was considering getting. I get to let them know what my favorite fragrance was out of the whole collection, and then they're sending me a full bottle. So this was definitely in the running. Another one that I really enjoyed was Rain. It just feels so like you get a lot of green in this one. It smells slightly sweet. So it's like a green, fresh, sweet fragrance. I'm smelling this and now I'm wishing I would have gotten this one. I really enjoy this one. It's got some musk in it. There's some florals. There's lotus in here, lemon verbena, and jasmine. I don't get a whole lot of the florals. Just a really beautiful, it'd be like you were walking in the rain when the rain has stopped and the sun comes out and it's really warm and you're walking through kind of a floral type garden where you're smelling the green, the grass, the rain, like the petrichor, whatever. That's the vibe that this gives. So super refreshing, like really, really enjoy it. To me, this is a great fragrance for layering, and I'm going to share my layering combinations. I've got a few from my favorites. I've got 4 layering combinations, but this is just a gorgeous fragrance that I can see layering with a lot of different fragrances to give kind of an earthy, rainy feel to the fragrance. Fresh, sophisticated, really interesting. Last one was Bergamot, and this one is just really fresh and fun. You get lots of bergamot, lots of that citrus. It feels very energizing and alive, but it doesn't feel like cleaning products. As this dries down, it gets a little bit more creamy, a little bit more soft. So it's just a nice, invigorating fragrance. This one would be great for wearing right out of the shower on a really hot summer day. I would say out of all of the white ones, my favorite is definitely Rain and Magnolia. Those would be my top 2 from the white section. Moving on to the black section. The only one that I absolutely did not like in the black section was Vetiver. And the reason why I didn't like the Vetiver is it has a blackberry and a green apple note in the opening that made it smell strange to me. So I love Vetiver. I just think it smells like a spicy kind of grassy vibe. I find it really grounding. It's one of my favorite notes, honestly. So I really enjoy it in fragrance. But this paired with some florals and the blackberry and apple, it just made it smell like I don't even want to spray this one. I wore it on skin even, and it just was strange. It was kind of sour. It just didn't work for me. So there is a fragrance and it's called W asterisk 5 times and Y. So it used to be called whiskey. Now it's called like I don't understand why they did that. However, I really do enjoy this. It's got this boozy kick. It's quite masculine, but I would throw this on in a heartbeat, especially if I paired it with a vanilla. It is more masculine though, for sure, but I enjoy it. I would like to smell this on a guy, and I think it would be great for layering. A lot of these black ones lean a little bit masculine in my opinion. The next one is Leather. Although I consider this to be quite masculine, I find this so sexy. It's almost like a boozy leather. It's quite animalic, and I like this on a guy. Seriously, so sexy. On a girl, it may smell strange. Like it's quite masculine to me, but it's like animalic and just a little raunchy and super duper sexy. Like this is like Marlboro Man. Like, you know, the commercials with the Marlboro Man, or like some rugged guy, or like, what's that show that's really popular right now? Yellowstone, Kevin Costner or Rip, like those really manly men. They just smell like this naturally. And women just swoon. Like that's it for this one. It's a swooner, but it's too masculine for me. Orris was really nice. It's very Orris-y. I really enjoy it. Like this is another one I'd really like to have. Beautiful showcase of Orris. There's no iris in here. It has some tea. There's some carrot seeds, which just adds a really mellow sweetness. There's vanilla, there's vetiver. If you're an Orris fan, honestly, this is a must-have. It's really, really beautiful. It would be great to use to soften any fragrance that's a little bit much. Like this would be gorgeous mixed with any sort of fruity floral. It would just add kind of a sensuality to it. So I think that this is an awesome base fragrance. This paired with rain would be amazing. You'd get this fresh kind of rain petrichor feel, and then with this soft kind of earthy base, gorgeous. So really enjoy Orris. Bois was really good too. Like this was another one where I'm like, oh, maybe I should get it, but it smells too pencil shaving for me. So it has that sandalwood DNA that smells like pencil shavings, and I'm on the fence about that. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But yeah, it's very much that woody pencil shaving vibe, kind of dry feeling, lots of different notes in there, but mainly I get that cedar, sandalwood, vanilla that's in the base. I enjoyed wearing this. The longevity was decent on it, but it's not my vibe just because of that pencil shaving. If you're a pencil shaving fan, this one is really nice. It's got that fresh wood smell that's kind of smooth, slightly sweet, a little bit almost creamy feeling. Really nice. The fragrance I decided to go for though, for my full bottle, is wool, which really shocked me. But after wearing all of these, the wool is the one that just felt so cozy. I imagine putting on a wool sweater in Scotland. It's a little bit rainy, it's a little bit misty outside, and going for a walk through the fog. Like this is probably more for fall and winter. It's unisex, but leaning just ever so slightly masculine. But I just think it smells so cozy. There's some citrus on the opening. There's also apple. I don't really notice that. There is a little bit of lavender. There's artemisia, basil, cedar in here. I don't really notice the herbs, but there is a bit of green earthiness to this. This has musk, vanilla, amber, and vetiver in the dry down, and that's what I get more of. I get a slight aromatic than with these kind of more sensual, amber, musk, cozy notes. So I really enjoy this. Like as it dries down on the skin, it starts off a little bit masculine, but as it dries down, it just gets more and more cozy. So really enjoy wearing this one. Now, the cool thing about commodity in general, but especially these archive fragrances, is the fact that you can kind of layer them up and do different things. So I took some of my favorite ones and mixed them together. The first one was Rain and Magnolia. So again, it just amplified that rainy walking through a garden vibe, and it was so enjoyable. Kind of lends a little bit of freshness to the florals. Really enjoyed that combination. It just feels relaxing somehow. Leather and Orris was amazing together. The Orris is a lot softer, but it kind of smooths out that animalic leather. So I just thought it was a gorgeous combination. Honestly, it's so gorgeous. I would totally wear the two of them, even though the leather was more masculine. The Orris kind of tames that down and makes it more unisex. So nice. It's thick, it's rich, it's cozy. Love it. Another one that I thought was really good was I took Bois from the dark side and added Bergamot from the light side. So what it did was it gave a little bit of freshness to that woody vibe. and just to me rounded out the fragrance really prettily. I really enjoy this combination a lot. And then wool and whiskey. Whiskey has a little bit of booziness to it. It's a little bit almost sour feeling, but the wool is so cozy. The wool you could put with everything. Like in my opinion, I love the wool, but this just made for just such a cozy, boozy fragrance. Again, more autumn inspired, but I think of like the Scottish moors or standing on the cliffs of something and just being wrapped and enveloped in a wool cloak or something like that. So really enjoy the cozy vibe from this, and very, very sensual with that booziness mixed with the sensual aspect of that cozy whatever is in wool. Like really just enjoy wool a lot. I don't know what it is about it, but I just find it really sexy. So those are a few combinations. Have you tried this yet? I'll have everything linked down below so that you can check out the selection. Like I said, I was a huge fan of Commodity. Then they disappeared for a while. Then they came back, but none of the fragrances that I remembered were in there. So I was so excited when they dropped this archive discovery set. So yeah, everything will be linked down below. Tell me if you've tried them. If you have tried any of these, weigh in and say what your thoughts are. I would love to know. And other than that, have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.